First, we will begin with an overview of the topic. By definition, a virtual law office is a type of legal practice that exists online through a secure portal and is accessible to both clients and lawyers anywhere the parties may access the Internet. The recent economic recession is partially responsible for the rise in the number of virtual law firms. Both seasoned attorneys and recent graduates have been setting up their own law firms, which can range anywhere from a solo practice to a multi-lawyer, multi-jurisdictional firm. A 2013 study conducted by the American Bar Association found that 5% of all lawyers and 7% of solo practitioners operated a purely virtual law office. A purely virtual office is entirely online. Many firms operate in a quasi-virtual environment by using varying degrees of technology along with rented or leased office spaces for in-person meetings. There are many benefits to operating as a virtual law firm. By eliminating one of the most expensive aspects of running a law firm, the cost of permanent physical office space, the law firm's overhead is reduced. If office space is needed, it can be leased on a monthly basis. With the freedom to work almost anywhere, employees have more flexibility and greater work-life balance. This type of law firm is especially beneficial for those who like to travel. As employees do not need to be in the same space to work with one another, firms can be made up of lawyers across jurisdictions. This feature also allows firms to market themselves to an expanded client base. Many of these clients will be attracted to the firm by its online capabilities. Law firms can remain competitive against online service providers like LegalZoom by tapping into this large market of potential clients. Last but not least, a virtual law firm is beneficial because it is environmentally conscious. The firms are paperless as all work products are online, and by working from home, employees are able to reduce carbon emissions. Virtual law firms are not without their drawbacks. The firms lend themselves to risks related to security, malpractice, and ethics. With all of their information online, confidentiality and data breaches can be problems. Laptops can be stolen, disgruntled employees can steal information, and hackers can infiltrate the firm's network. Attorneys can be liable for malpractice for not securing their client's virtual property. Attorneys also need to keep in mind where they are marketing and delivering legal services. In the virtual world, it would be easy for an attorney to commit malpractice by delivering legal services in a state where they are not licensed. Attorneys also need to be especially careful that any professional ethics laws are not broken by their subordinates. Without the physical checks and balances of the traditional office, mistakes and wrongdoing can easily occur. Not only are there legal drawbacks, but virtual law offices can also cost more than the traditional office in certain areas. Additional money needs to be spent on technology so that the firm can best suit their clients' needs and make up for the lack of a physical presence. Not being in the same physical space limits employees' ability to communicate with one another, so more time and effort must be placed on organization and communication. The setup of a law firm also makes it difficult to be implemented by a large firm. It would be impossible to physically monitor the work of all the employees in such a case. Last, working outside of the traditional office setting comes with many distractions. Family members may not understand that employees should not be interrupted when they work from home. As previously stated, an important part of a virtual law office is an effective working communication system. The firm needs to be able to thoroughly utilize their technology to connect with clients, attorneys, and staff. Communication can be conducted through a variety of forms, including email, instant messaging, fax, video conference, and the telephone. When in-person meetings are needed, office suites and conference rooms can be rented. Clients can also access their information and communicate with their attorneys through a secure password-protected web space.
Voice over IP is a cost-effective way to match a centralized phone system for virtual law firms. Voice over IP phone services route telephone communications through internet connections rather than using phone lines. While doing this, it allows a firm to set up a main number that can be routed to a lawyer's computer, smartphone, tablet, or any other internet-enabled device. Voice over IP lets a law firm use a single telephone number for client communication and having incoming calls reach the firm's lawyers regardless of his or her location. Most voice over IP services are readily available online or downloadable solutions. These voice over IP services require little to no hardware investments. E-fax services can replace conventional fax machines because it allows lawyers to send documents to another fax machine through email. The actual documents to be faxed are sent as PDF attachments to the email, with the email text serving as the cover letter. Using an online communication portal lets attorneys and clients stay connected with each other. An online communication portal gives clients a way to access documents relating to their matters and the ability to communicate with their attorney. At this point in time, insurance coverage by most insurance companies is limited when it comes to loss related to electronic data, use of computers, software, or access to backups, and other law office data. Another area for loss with a virtual law office practice might be the risk of a security breach, which might be associated with the activities of a hacker or an online identity theft. These risks most insurance companies are not willing to take on at this time. Insurance policies for a virtual law office are not any different from a traditional law office today. A lawyer must act competently to protect the confidentiality of clients' information. This task can become more difficult when the information is being stored, transmitted electronically through a third-party software or storage provider. The lawyer is not required to absolutely guarantee that a breach of confidentiality cannot occur when using an outside service provider. It is a risk a client must take. The lawyer is required, though, to act within reasonable care to protect information that is related to the representative of a client. When starting up a virtual law office, the state bar will want to review the virtual law office website. Before this website is launched, the state bar will most likely want to approve it, and in this approval, they will ask for much detailed information. These steps may be necessary for a traditional law firm's website also, but there will be additional inspection of the terms and conditions for a virtual law office. Other items the state may look at may include adequate notice of the jurisdiction that the practice covers, terms and conditions and disclaimers that are always accessible to the public on the site. Current contact information for the lawyer or the firm may be a difficulty. This may be difficult with listing a physical contact location for a virtual site if the attorney does not have an actual physical site. The practice must have that stated clearly on the website. The main issue with a virtual law office is obtaining clients. In order to get a good amount of business, you need to be able to market yourself well. When figuring out how to market yourself, it is important you find your expertise. You want to focus on one area. When you try to appeal everyone, this does not always work out. So you want to be specific in who you are trying to attract. Another good marketing tip is a great website. You are obviously trying to save money at the beginning, where possible, but paying a decent amount for an attention-getting, well-set-up website will help you in the long run. Your clients are going to want to seek some kind of fee information. They are going to want to be able to trust the lawyer in the end. Trust that the lawyer will not cheat them out of a bunch of money.